If you struggle with keeping your relationships healthy, you have clicked on the right video. My brothers, today I will reveal to you the method you can adopt that will strengthen the bond you have with your loved one and also bring out the best in them. Mastering this key method will drastically make your life better and you'll be much happier in the long run. But let me give you a heads up. Nothing in life is easy. You're going to have to put in time and effort to become natural at it. The result is definitely worth striving for. Before we start, I want to make one thing clear, which I always say on this channel. You can watch thousands of self-improvement videos or read thousands of self-help books, but none of them matter a bit if you don't apply. If you don't apply what you're learning, you're making zero progress. I repeat, zero progress. So, to not make that grave mistake, get up and get a notepad or anything to write on. Write your main takeaways in bullet points and think about how you can apply these in your life. Taking this extra step will give back to you much more than any amount of content consumption in the world. Keep that in mind. With that said, here is exactly how you can strengthen the bonds in your life. Always pay attention to what people around you are doing. When they do something that you appreciate and want to see repeated on a regular basis, you tell them exactly what they did and that you commend them for it. The aim is to make them realize their positive actions are noticed. If you can provide the exact details to them, the better. I'll explain this with an example. Imagine you have a child if you don't. If you do, well, that works better for you. You want him to pick up good habits, keep himself and his surroundings tidy, and do his work on time. You can take two approaches to instill these values within him. First is the authoritarian one, threatening him with punishment and humility if he doesn't do exactly what you say. This way, you'll get him to obey your demands, but at the cost of destroying trust. The moment the threat, which is you, is away, he'll resort to what comes to him naturally. Even though you had good intentions for him, you failed him and the bond you had with your child. The alternate and the better route goes like this. You don't hand him a fat rule book and tell him to start memorizing. You let the kid be a kid and do his kid things. You mostly keep a distance and observe deeply. In all of the mess, there will be something he does that's right, that's positive. If you've been keeping an eye, you'll find that star in the vast darkness. And that's what you point out. You tell him exactly what he did and why you liked it. Keep this exercise going, and you'll realize you've slowly but surely started eradicating a lot of the bad habits by simply highlighting the good ones. The reason this works is you're demonstrating to someone that there is good inside them, and it's not some outer world secret they have to adopt. You're making the job simple for them by alerting them that they only have to channel the positive, not create. The change won't be a 180 immediately, but you'll notice the dial shifting at its pace. It's human nature to seek acceptance and validation. There is no changing that ever. If you master your application and understanding of it, it will strengthen every relationship you put an effort into. To ensure you truly grasp the idea, I'll give another example. Imagine you're teaching a class and want to improve their essay writing skills. You can teach them all the rules and structure styles and everything a million times, but to the majority of the class, it won't make a difference. They're going to do what they've always done. How you can change that is with a simple exercise. Make them write a 3 to 5 page essay on some topic and then carefully check each and every one of them. A few will be good, some will be bad, and some will be horrendous. But even in those horrendous essays, there is going to be a sentence on some random page about something which simply hits the mark, just one sentence. You underline it and you let the student know exactly what they did right over there. Next essay you make your class write, you'll notice that the essays coming in would not be perfect, but drastically better. The strength you highlighted before will now be more apparent and abundant. You repeat the same practice, you'll notice down the line, the majority of the class has fine-tuned their skills. Why? because someone put the effort in and guided them right. No secret to it. So many people miss this crucial point about human nature, that they spend their entire lives scolding and shouting at people to make them listen. If only they had known better, their lives would be so much better. Remember, this idea can apply to every single part of your life, so don't underestimate it. Start implementing it from your very house. There is, however, a catch. You can only do this well if deep inside you aren't envious of revealing someone's goodness to them. This is where the majority of men falter. It's the reason why humans will cut off from others over trivial matters, but at one's passing away, be standing in front of their soulless body, highlighting all the good things about them. The thought of appreciating someone when they're in front of you is way harder and hence rarer than you think. However, if you wish to be of higher value and have purpose, you wouldn't succumb to these trivial emotions. You'll prioritize the steps you need to take to bring value to yourself and your surroundings. I recently studied the renowned animal behaviorist B.F. Skinner, particularly his effective techniques on positive reinforcement. Skinner used different ways to encourage animals to behave in certain ways, and while he did use punishment occasionally, like making animals uncomfortable or anxious, he believed that rewarding them worked best. But using rewards required a lot of attention and effort. For example, when Skinner wanted to teach a rat to climb a small ladder, cross it, do a little spin, and then come back down, he watched the rat closely. When starting off, whenever the rat got close to the ladder, he'd give it a food pellet. The rat would again start meandering around and eventually notice that it gets food only when it's near the ladder. So that's where he starts staying. Skinner motivated the rat with food pellets, and it worked because the rat was kept hungry and intentionally made to lose weight. This is similar to how you shouldn't give a compliment when it isn't earned. As the rat spent more time near the ladder, sometimes, by chance, it would reach out a paw, expecting a food pellet. Skinner consistently used this method of observation and occasional rewards to make the rat do all sorts of things, some of which you'd never expect from a rat. It goes to show the power this technique truly holds. So to wrap it up, if you want people to truly value your presence and the bond you both possess, it's crucial to be super attentive and extract the good from someone's behavior. Highlighting the positive aspects of their personality will empower them to grow further into better people. When you start using it, you might feel a bit awkward or manipulative if you're not proficient at first, and that's normal. But with practice and patience, you'll find yourself significantly improving your own life and of those around you. Not to mention, the quality of conversations you have will be much better than ever before. With that said, keep striving, my brothers, and I'll see you in the next one.